Welcome to the Love and Career Crossroads podcast. I'm Ann Torres, transformation doula for high achieving women navigating major decisions in love, career, and their next chapter. Here we explore the deeper layers that shape those decisions: mindset, nervous system regulation, energetic blocks, physical well being, and spiritual and quantum attunement, so you can move forward with clarity, alignment, and trust in what's next. So there are moments in life when you feel like you're on top of the world. You can handle anything. Life's great. And then there are times that you feel the exact opposite, right? You're tired, everything feels really dramatic, and you're questioning big things in life. You might be questioning your job, you might be questioning your relationship, but you're definitely in a place where you're like, what is going on? So these are two different extremes. And a lot of times we think it's because it's our life circumstance or it's a sign that we're supposed to be somewhere else, with someone else, doing something else. But what I want to say is maybe it's that you're not operating from full capacity. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I want to talk about what it's like when you are at full capacity. What are the signs when you're not? And what you can do to make sure that you're always coming from a full tank. I'm your host, Ann Torres. This is episode 1. Super excited to be here. And I'm really excited about this topic because for most of my life, I didn't even understand what capacity was, especially in connection to your nervous system. And there were years that I was at very low capacity and I didn't have the resilience at that time to build it back up. And so for a very long time, I was making decisions from a place I shouldn't have been making decisions from. So you could be at low to no capacity for a day, for a week, for a month, for months, and for years, depending on how quickly you're able to bounce back and what you're doing to maintain or build up your capacity. So first, I want to talk about what a full capacity feels like from different angles. So mentally, when you're at full capacity, you are getting ideas, downloads, you're thinking clearly, you feel like you can come up with a solution for this problem, for that problem. I mean, you can handle almost anything. You're like, throw it at me, give it to me, I got it. Emotionally, so that means you're feeling pretty confident, right? You're feeling motivated, you're inspired. I mean, you're on fire. You're hopeful, you're resilient. Everything is just, you're thinking clearly, you're feeling good. Or maybe you're just feeling calm and like, I can handle, and zen. I can handle anything that comes up. Physically, you have a ton of energy available. You have great stamina. Your ability to take action is like, let's go. This is the place that we all want to be in all the time, right? When I'm working with women, they're like, how do I get in that place and be there all the time? I don't know if we can be there all the time, but we can definitely be there most of the time, right? So there's certain things that we can do to build up our capacity, or recognizing what depletes it and making sure we're doing things to not deplete it and to keep it up. So what does it look like when you're out of capacity, right? So mentally, this is when you are having a lot of mental loops, right? You keep thinking about the same thing over and over. You're over analyzing. You're trying to figure it out. You're constantly in this problem solving. How can I figure this thing out? You just keep replaying it over and over and over, right? Like the mind, you're living in your head a lot. That's a sign. Emotionally, you're feeling hopeless. You're very reactive. You're like, I can't take another thing. Like you don't want to open one piece of mail. Somebody calls, you don't even want to call them back. You hear your phone going off. I can't even check it. I can't handle. You might want more business and you're like, I don't even want to, I don't even want to entertain what working with someone else could feel like or look like. I'm good. You don't even want to put yourself out there, right? This is when you're out of capacity. So physically, you feel drained, exhausted, depleted. You might have brain fog. You're definitely not feeling motivated. And the biggest thing is you want to quit. So for women that I work with that are entrepreneurs and they're at the place where they want to throw their hands up. Like they remember what got them into it. They love what they do, but they've been operating a lot from their masculine energy and they've been in this like push. And now things aren't working the way they'd like. And now they're just like, I can't. Like, I don't want to do this. And maybe they take a vacation and then they come back and then they stay in the same pattern, the same cycle. They just keep doing it over and over and over again. So they kind of fill their bucket up. They're like, yes, got this. I got this for like a week, 2 weeks. And then poof, they're right back into crash. Right. And it can be the same in a relationship. You can be in a relationship that's draining or toxic or not really filling your spirit. You're bored. And when you're out of capacity, everything feels like times 100. So one comment in that relationship feels like all out war just went out, right? So one of the dangerous things that people do is make decisions from this place. I will tell you there are many times that I made a decision from little to no capacity and I just didn't know. I had no idea. I actually thought they were signs. They were signs telling me I'm supposed to quit my job. I'm supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to be in this situation. This is just not right. Well, really, I was operating a lot from energy that was very, I got to do it on my own, push energy, force energy. I'm going to make it happen. Does that sound familiar? Are you the like, I make shit happen kind of woman? Is that you? I got this. I don't need no help. If that sounds like you, that can work for a while. And then crash can come behind that, especially if you're driven by achieving, if your value is derived from what you can do, not who you be, who you are. And so we have this identity that what makes us worthy is what we accomplish. And so this drives us to get all these things done, to be successful, and so we have the motivation behind that. And then the action that we take can be very forceful. It can be in a lot of masculine energy. And if you don't know what I mean when I'm talking about masculine energy, we'll talk about that another day. But the point is if you find yourself, if that sounds like you, where you feel like, yeah, I'm a high achiever. Yeah, I feel great when I accomplish this. And yeah, I also have pushed myself and I've also experienced times where I'm tired, I'm burned out. And then you start questioning one part of your life or all of your life, those are signs you are majorly out of capacity. So even when you get to a regulated place and state, you now can get out of capacity just kind of within 24 hours if you're not setting yourself up right. So I want to talk a little bit about how to maintain capacity. This is actually the foundation work that I do in working with women. There's 5 particular pillars that we work on to help maintain capacity as well as expand capacity, because we can also hold more if we can learn to maintain it and then build. So our capacity is like how much life you can handle. Really, that's what that means. How much life can you handle? And not just handle, but how much can you handle and feel still inspired by? Like you wake up and you feel excited about life. You're excited about the work you're doing. You're excited to spend time with your person, with your partner, versus waking up and feeling, "Oh my gosh, I got to go work here, or I got to work with these people, or I have to spend time with this person," or right, everything just feels just doomy and gloomy. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this mess, whatever that is. So it's like whatever momentum we're building, we can build momentum in a positive direction. And then we can also, when we're out of capacity, start building a lot of momentum going downhill. And things just feel worse, 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 and worse. And it doesn't help if we go on vacation and then we come back and we maintain the same behaviors, right? That got us there in the first place. Like 1 week vacation isn't going to make up for your consistent behaviors that are diminishing or depleting your capacity. So going back to 5 pillars, the first one would be mindset, right? So are you feeding your mind possibility, or are you focused on fear, focused on lack, focused on what evidence you don't see yet? And then allow that to take over your mind space, your thought space, right? And then that is like an energy leak, right? So every time we're focused on a problem and we're focused on lack and we're focused on what's not working and we're focused on what we don't have, then that is actually taking our energy, our life force. So your mental energy can take from your physical energy. Your nervous system is what determines a lot of your actions. In our nervous system, the way it responds comes from how we grew up in our upbringing, right? And so we might respond in a more, I'm going to lean towards the situation. I'm going to go towards the energy, towards the conflict, towards the problem, or I'm going to run from it, or I'm just going to freeze and do nothing. So your nervous system actually is dictating a lot of your natural behaviors. And when we're out of capacity, then our our natural nervous system response is kicking in, and we don't usually catch it in enough to actually make a different choice. The third pillar is our emotions, right? And when we're not processing our emotions and we're just stuffing them down, and high achieving women have learned to just push forward. They can have a lot of them could have had some traumatic things happen in life that they've overcome, and then they've kind of learned to just override, right? To just keep going. Oh, this big sad thing happened. This devastating thing happened. Oh, I'm good. Or they were taught, just think positive, right? Like you got a day to get over it and then like move on. And unfortunately, because that's kind of the mentality that I adopted somewhere, for many years. Unfortunately, when you're not processing your emotions, those they stay. And even though you cannot see them, those are an energetic leak. Those emotions are in there. And then you're getting triggered left and center, and you don't even know why. You think it's because of what that person said, but really it's from something that you haven't resolved or healed from years ago. It's why two people can have witnessed the same situation and one is super emotionally reactive to it and the other one is super neutral. Like, so what? Well, why is that? It's because the other person has unresolved emotions from something similar from the past. And then physically, right? So the fourth pillar would be our vitality, our physical wellness. If you're not getting the right sleep, if you think that you can just pull all nighters or give yourself 5 hours of sleep and just keep going because you got to get this done, it's going to catch up and everything's going to feel really stressful. And you're not going to be able to manage life like you could if you practice the right self care. So, self care is good sleep, self care is making sure you're eating properly. That could be eating the right things, that could be the timing of what you eat, that could be how much you eat, right? Paying attention to what foods do to your body. Are they giving you energy or are they taking it? That's something that you have to pay attention to your body. And there's many other things that go with physical wellness, but I will say for making sure that you're maintaining capacity, sleep and nutrition are really high up there. Really high up there. Of course, there's other things like, depending on age, if your hormones are balanced, that's a big thing. If you're not feeling well, if you're sick, I don't know about you, but when I'm under the weather, it feels like it's never ending. And I've learned to not make any decisions when I don't feel good because when I am actually being sick is a great opportunity to get the feel of when you're at low capacity. Everything feels like doom and gloom. Because if you think about it, so kind of getting to the fifth pillar, which is spiritual quantum attunement. If you think about your thoughts as a frequency, when you're not feeling well, your body's depleted, you're physically at a lower vibration, your thoughts are also connected to your physical vibration. So now you're thinking the thoughts that are coming to you when you're not feeling good or when you're at low capacity are of low vibration, which is why you feel hopeless, helpless, doom and gloom. This is never going to end. I'm never going to get out of this. So, this is why I wanted to kind of go through these 5 pillars because when you have the right mindset, when you are at full capacity and you understand your nervous system natural response and how to make different choices, when you're processing emotions on a regular basis, when you're making sure that your vitality and your physical body is at optimal levels, when you're following your inner authority and using your voice, right? And you understand energy as frequency, you can start to pay attention to how you can maintain your capacity, but also you can, even more importantly, start to notice when you're not and not making decisions from that place is gold. If I would have learned that years ago, I don't know. I don't believe in making wrong choices. I believe that life is like, you put the destination in the GPS if you have a specific goal or vision in mind, and you might get off the wrong road, but you're going to be redirected. But I wonder how many times I've been redirected because I was out of capacity and I just kept on the same cycle, which kept me at low capacity, which kept me at thoughts and vibrations that were not necessarily connected to higher consciousness. So the real question is whether your system is allowing you to make decisions from a supported place or a depleted place. So if you find that you are trying to navigate a situation right now and you're not sure what to do, I will have links for the 5 codes to completion, which kind of takes you through these 5 different pillars to help you to make sure that you are coming from more of a fuller capacity place. And then you can kind of learn more about the 5 pillars in a deeper way. If you like the content today, I invite you to follow and share this with someone who would benefit from this information. See you in the next episode.